Hey everyone, how's it going? Happy Wednesday. So red day today, pretty big red day today, and then a green day yesterday. Sorry for no recap yesterday. Basically, my edge, I think, doesn't exist anymore pre-market, and market hour trades have been a lot better. I'm not gonna go through every single trade because I did take a lot of trades. I'm just gonna talk through kind of what I've been noticing. Um, and I'll just show this calendar view, I guess, for now. So one thing to note, I did add in my commissions. So these trades don't have commissions. This is end all be all for all my commissions. So that $400 in commissions, and we netted $2,800 last month. This month so far down 1,200, and I have no doubt that this will be fine because I'm making some adjustments. um, this trade from June, I'll probably end up deleting. But, anyways, um, just to talk through basically what I was noticing, maybe I could go to this view and filter by today. Um, I couldn't really catch a break, to be completely honest. I was just loss after loss. And I noticed that I wasn't adjusting my profit targets. I was hopping in. Um, and after things would hit my stop, I would hop in again without, or like when I saw slowing momentum, I would hop in early, even though there wasn't really a change in direction. So a lot of the times when things would reach my overextension conditions, it would basically stagnate and then go higher. I'm going to quickly pull up notes to draw. Basically, what would happen was the price would start coming up, and then right at this point, I would see slowing momentum. But instead of the one ATR pullback, what would happen is we would just go sideways and then break out higher and then sideways and then higher. And so that was what was cooking me. And that kind of price action, I feel like happens more pre-market compared to other hours. So I won't go through each and every one. RMSG was the best opportunity. We were halting up, was waiting for that slowing momentum, saw kind of big shorting happening at 3.5, and then looked to enter on the retest, which I did. It came down, didn't reach my profit target here. Came back up. Same thing, slowed momentum. I added to the position, and then it cracked. And I again, like, this entry should have been to a deeper profit target, but I didn't do that. I've just been doing the normal profit target, and I'm leaving a lot on the table, I'm realizing, because of that. And at the same time, I'm I guess when I get in too early, I'm missing out on a better entry price. So for basically every one of my trades, you'll see that I'm in for like 2 entries when there's no reason, because I'm basically scaling up for no reason, right? If I have a 1.5 ATR, I really should be adding only at a 1 ATR level. So if this is 18 cents, my second entry should be at least 18 cents higher. It looks like here. And then I added again at 396. So again, at that point, that was too early. Should have added like maybe in the fours. And you'll notice with a lot of my trades today, basically as soon as I got out was when it reversed. So I wouldn't say I'm like wrong necessarily. It's just not, I wasn't ever getting out at the right times, and I wasn't adding at the right times. And I feel like I was just on autopilot and just going for it when I really could have been more patient. That being said, there was a lot of like weird bullish price action happening. Um, and that was also a little bit annoying because pre-market there was just some weird stuff. So you'll see that a lot of times when I zoom out, we have this harsh grinding up, right? Of course, that was the same trade or the same ticker. But a lot of the times we were having this very harsh grinding up, and I was reaching overextension indications, but it just wouldn't stop. And one thing that I'm not accounting for is the change in volatility. So I wouldn't reach my profit target, and then there would be added volatility. So I wouldn't ever um, really have the opportunity to get out when I'm supposed to. Because if after this entry volatility slows and ATR drops, the range in which it can really wick and I either hit profit or get stopped out tightens. So I'm not really adjusting for that. But again, it doesn't really matter. I don't need to overcomplicate things. I do think this first entry was good. Is a typical kind of setup that I see. Of course, we just grind up higher, and this happens more and more pre-market compared to normal market hours. Obviously, when volume sort of peaks out too, that's another thing. But you'll see the same thing here, where we have the shorting, but it just keeps grinding up, and I don't know why I saw this kind of price action so much today, but that's why it it was one of my biggest losing days. So I don't feel like I took bad trades. I think the bad thing was not adjusting my profit target for the second and third entries. And also it was like I didn't really have a um I didn't really need to rush in as fast as I did. I can wait until I get taken out before entering again. Um so yeah, so adjustments after today. I'm going to stop trading pre-market because even though there's good action there, first of all, it's like I'm not really seeing the price action that I like. I feel like once the market opens, all the news is already out, so I could just play um, whatever's in play and avoid sort of those with bad news. Like RMSG was the best opportunity today. And if I just didn't trade pre-market, I would have avoided a lot of these losses early on. Um, and I would have been in a much better spot. Um, I'm just gonna add my entry time. I'll add the close time so we could see kind of when I took the trade. So you'll see basically everything up until I would say like this point was basically pre-market. So most of the losses came there. There were these two losses too. NVAX shouldn't have been the loss it was. And I think AIMD as well. I sold at the top. Yeah. So during market hours, I think is definitely stronger. But this is one of those days where the win rate was lower than typical. So naturally we'll have a bigger loss there. And then I got out of a lot of these just because I don't know. I wasn't liking it. And they all followed similar price action. None of them really had extremely bullish news, but the price action was just kind of silly. Like, I mean, it's very rare you see this kind of tight channel up situation, I think, in this game. Um, so the volatility obviously is there. But we have just strict kind of up channel, and this is when I get kind of screwed because I'll see this kind of big jump up, slowing momentum, and I'm anticipating like an ATR on the pullback, and I just don't get it. And then it just slow grinds up. And of course, like, same thing here. We start slowing momentum. I tap into that. We don't get the ATR. So this happens more pre-market compared to um, normal market hours. Anyways, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Um, Let me just pull up the calendar one last time so we could see. So made some updates there. Give this a refresh and zoom in. So yeah, so far on the month, down 1,200, up 2,800 last month. I have no doubt that this is going to come back to me. So yeah, we'll just keep moving forward. Thanks for watching. Peace.